Well, howdy and welcome to Serial at Midnight. I am Heath, and in this episode, we are talking about two new releases on the 4K Ultra HD format from Kino Lorber Studio Classics. It's like they were on an elevator. We're talking about 1990's Misery, and we're talking about 1 year later, 1991's The Silence of the Lambs. Both of these movies are fantastic. Both of these are well regarded and huge releases for film fans. I have a lot to say about both of these, but I want to acknowledge that as I'm recording this video, and hopefully as you're seeing this video, these are still a few weeks away from their release date. I got these early enough that I was able to spend time with them, really go through the special features, take a lot of notes, and be as informed as possible when I come before you, and I am tremendously grateful for that. So what I'm going to do, if you scroll down under this video to the description, under me, I shall put a link where you can click through and purchase, pre-order these, or if it's after the pre-order phase, so you can purchase these for yourselves. And I'll also put a link to my previous reviews of past Kino Lorber Studio Classics 4K Ultra HD releases. Got Spaceballs. There's a dedicated review to Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with you. And to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Just phenomenal releases, both of them. And both exactly what I want from a 4K Ultra HD release. How do these stack up compared to the previous two that we've talked about? Well, I'm a happy man. But you know what? I want to talk about the movies just a little bit. It's been a while since I've seen either one of these. And I mean, like, it's been a minute. I spend so much time off in catalog title land. You know, I watch a lot of 60s cinema, 70s, the grindy, auteur-y 70s stuff, the swinging 60s stuff. I watch a lot of 50s westerns, 40s noir, 30s gangster pictures, pre-code cinema. I like to paint the corners. I like to work, at the fringes. That's what I'm most interested in, is the things that have gotten kind of pushed to the sides. So it's been a while since I've seen these two massive hits from the MGM library. They're fantastic movies. I know you're like, no duh, Heath. But I'm telling you, I get so off in my own tangents and the rabbit holes that I chase. Like, oh, now I'm on a Burt Reynolds tangent. Or, now just all these different, like chasing a director, now I'm watching the cinema of Frank Sinatra from the 50s. I get away from things like this, and then when I revisit them, I'm like, well, there's a reason we talk about these as much as we do. There's a reason that they won so many awards, that they won so many Oscars. They're fantastic movies. Misery is... Let's talk about this for a second. So this stars James Caan. Oh, Sonny, my boy. Oh, Sonny. That's my Don Corleone. Kathy Bates. This is the movie that freaking put Kathy Bates on the map. She was just stratospherically launched after this movie. It's based on a Stephen King novel, and I gather it's semi-autobiographical. No one did to Stephen King what happens to James Caan in this movie, but I think that he was working through some stuff with stalkers and like ultra fans. And Mr. King, I'm your biggest fan. I think that he was really, speaking to that, kind of exercising some of those demons. But this movie is hilarious. It's, since I don't think I resonated with that in the 10 plus years since I previously watched Misery. It's so funny. It shouldn't be surprised. It's directed by Rob Reiner, who is the director of This Is Spinal Tap and the son of comedy legend Carl Reiner. It's so funny and it's so undercut. You can make mini GIFs of James Caan's facial expressions in reaction to what Kathy Bates does. Like, she'll do something crazy and he'll just be like, it's like silent, but his facial expressions say so much. They seem to be having a blast in this movie. Watched this with Bree, who had never seen it before, and she was like, Kathy Bates is amazing in this movie, and she is. So I was just really impressed with it all over again. Silence of the Lambs, similarly, I guess I get kind of jaded, right? Because I'm like, like the top 10 IMDb movies or whatever, it's always like Shawshank Redemption, right? And like Citizen Kane. And you just get jaded. You're like, oh, okay, if you say so. But what about, Quantes with Fred McMurray? Have you seen Quantes with Fred McMurray? Probably not. But you like Shawshank and you like Silence. I get fairly jaded about these things because, you live with something for 30 years. It just becomes part of the wallpaper, right? Watching it again, it's an amazing movie. Again, the Anthony Hopkins, it's become parody at this point, and I would even say in future revisitations of this role, or even in other things that Anthony Hopkins did, he's kind of becoming into parody. But here, it's still relatively fresh. And Ted Levine, the choices this man makes, it's funny too. Like Silence, it's hard to say. It's directed by Jonathan Demme, right? Who came from the Roger Corman school. Roger Corman is in this movie, the director of the Edgar Allan Poe movies for American International Pictures, the director of Attack of the Crab Monsters? The director of all these 50s and 60s exploitation movies is in this movie. You have to enjoy it. But Ted Levine, the delivery on some of his lines, like, was she a great big fat person? It's crazy. Rub the lotion on your skin. Yeah. Well, can you help me get this couch back in this van? It's ridiculous, but it's so much fun in the movie. It's hilarious. There's a gag reel on here. You'd be like, Silence of the Lambs is such a dark, serious movie. There's a gag reel. You want to see Anthony Hopkins doing Sylvester Stallone, doing an impersonation of Sylvester Stallone? It's on this 4K disc, or in this 4K package. Revisiting these movies it's been fun for me. It has reminded me, oh yeah, there's a reason why these movies resonated with so many people for so long. So do either one of these live up to the potential of the film's legacies themselves with their 4K presentations? Thankfully, yes, they do. Now, neither one of these movies are visually stunning. They're not like, it's not Austin Powers. There's no eye candy. It's not The Matrix or anything like that. They're very drab. Lots of gray. Misery takes place inside a lady's house, and it's snowing outside, and there's a storm. Silence of the Lambs is very gray. Caves, pits. I fell in the pit. That has, it's very desaturated. It's got kind of a gray blue thing going on, deliberately so. But what I want, I feel like I repeat myself a lot, but what I want from a catalog title movie on 4K, especially one shot on film, is I want a presentation that looks like film. I want to see as much of that grain. I want to see as much of what makes film characteristically cinematic. I want to see that carried over into the 4K presentation. Thankfully, I can say, hands down, both of these absolutely achieve that. I just talked about A Clockwork Orange from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. They don't do this. They do what I think is a lot of grain reduction to make it more palatable to the general audience. I don't think 4Ks are for the general audience. I think 4Ks are for the cinephile and the enthusiast. And if a movie was shot on film, Buster Brown, it should look like film. Both of these do. Let's talk a little bit about the special features. Actually, let me show you the package. I should do that. We've got the nice little, here's my notes. We've got the nice O card, O-ring. Here's the back of the package. I'll hold it up if you want to freeze frame that. Be my guest. Unlike Spaceballs and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, these do not have alternate artwork, no reversible art wrap. But, it's a weird thing to complain about, but it is the case. Here's Silence of the Lambs. Oh, I'll show you the back of the package if you want to freeze frame that. We are about to tackle all these extras one by one. I've got running times for you, and I checked them out, so... Oh, by the way, both of these do include, I'm not going to open both of these, but they include a 4K disc, which is just the movie, and they include a Blu-ray, which has all the special features on it. So you're getting the movie in both formats. So let's talk about special features. Misery has an audio commentary. I want to say this. Most of the special features are legacy special features, but Kino Lorber had to license those from MGM. And they chose to do that. They chose to license all of these. So we have an audio commentary on Misery by Rob Reiner himself. We've got another commentary by screenwriter William Goldman, the writer of The Princess Bride. Misery Loves Company is a 30-minute featurette. These are all in standard definition. All these featurettes are from, probably the DVD era, probably to celebrate the DVD release. Misery Loves Company is 30 minutes. The musical Misery Tour, that's about the score, the soundtrack, 14 minutes and 31 seconds. Diagnosing Annie Wilkes, that's when they get into like the pathology of like what kind of person would do this sort of thing, and they really get into the psychology. 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Advice for the Stalked, it's exactly what it sounds like. The same people that are diagnosing and like providing pathology, they're like, well, here's what you should do if you're stalked. That's 6 minutes and 19 seconds. Same people. Celebrity Stalkers, that's 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Anti-stalking laws, exactly what it sounds like. That's 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This was fun. So it's got the theatrical trailers and the season's greeting trailer. I was like, what is the season's greeting trailer? Well, it's a teaser trailer that was put out like around the Christmas time holiday season to promote Misery, and it's got the little drummer boy. The music is like, all the stuff that's happening to James Caan, and it's like, come, they told me, very fun. That's a tip that it's comedy right there. So that's a lot of fun. Let's switch over to Silence of the Lambs. Audio commentary by film historian Tim Lucas. And then the rest of these are going to be standard definition legacy features. Inside the Labyrinth, that was the original 10th anniversary special feature. That is an hour and 6 minutes. So probably around 2001, probably for the DVD release. Page to Screen, that's a documentary that's hosted by Peter Gallagher. What happened to Peter Gallagher? 41 minutes long. I gather that was from a TV source, but I don't know for sure. Understanding the Madness, that's a featurette that runs 20 minutes, and it's a pathology of serial killers and psychopaths and guys like Buffalo Bill. She's a great big fat person. Scoring the Silence is about the score, 16 minutes long. The original 1991 featurette, which goes back 30 years, so it looks rough. It's VHS, tape era sourced, 8 minutes long. Jonathan Demme and Jodie Foster interviews, 53 minutes of interviews with just those two cats. Thank goodness they got Jonathan Demme on camera. He's no longer with us. Thank goodness they've got the better part of an hour, just him talking, just looking back on Silence of the Lambs. 36, I was like, is that right? Yes, 36 minutes of deleted scenes. Wow. Just under 2 minutes of outtakes. See the previous Sylvester Stallone impression from Anthony Hopkins. And then an Anthony Hopkins phone message. This was fun for me because I don't remember this. I'm sure on a previous release, but he's like, hello, it's for your answering machine or your cell phone or whatever. He's like, hello, this is Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. You may blah, 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 blah. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. It's just like the whole thing for you to put on your answering machine. So, I don't know. That's fun if you just want to like put it on your voicemail or something. And this got the TV spots, the teaser, the trailer. Guys, this is how you do it as I drop one. But really, what I want, as I say, I don't want to bang it. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this does bear repeating. I want to say something 3 times for consistency. I'm going to say it again. These are exactly what I want from 4K catalog titles. Kino Lorber is doing incredible work with these. All legacy features, beautiful transfers, licensing over things from past editions so that you don't have to hang on to things that you don't, you're not going to go back and watch a DVD if you've got the 4K. So this is great. And I think the price point is very fair too. So again, link in the description of this video. What a joy to rediscover both of these movies, The Silence of the Lambs and Misery. It's been a blast. Thank you so much. What do you think about these movies? Will you be picking them up? And what do you think about the legacy of some of the biggest, most prestigious Oscar-winning hits in Hollywood history, the last 30 years, certainly. Thank you so much. Take care. Until next time, here's where to go and what to do.